Hi there, Chris from TotallyEV, and here we're doing a dedicated audio review of the BMW i4. If you'd like to see a detailed review of the vehicle itself, do check it up on your pod banner, down in the description below, or indeed in the pinned comments. Now, the model that we have on review is the eDrive 40, and it comes fitted with the £820 Harman Kardon audio system. Now, this is fitted as standard in the M50 variant, so it's something worth bearing in mind. Now, no matter which model you go for, there's some sort of conflicting information that I found from BMW's website and Harman Kardon's website. Indeed, the speaking configuration seems a bit different, and so does the power output. Similarly, I seem to have found a separate configuration as well. Let me just break these down for you. Now, in the eDrive 40, I think it's pretty much a claim that it's got 6 speakers that have output of 100 watts. Here you've got a mid-range driver within each of the 4 doors, and then you've got a central bass speaker within the front seats. Now, if we move into certain markets, there's a hi-fi system which outputs 205 watts with 10 speakers. Here it adds tweeters within the front doors and a center channel, in other words a tweeter and a mid-range driver over the base eDrive 40 configuration. Now again, I couldn't find this on BMW UK's configurator, but it seemingly is available in certain markets. Now, as for the Harman Kardon audio system, BMW UK claim that you've got 16 speakers and 464 watts of power, whilst on Harman Kardon's website you've got 17 speakers at 445 watts. Not sure who's right or wrong, but via BMW UK, which is my official source and communication, I will say here that there's a dashboard tweeter and mid-range driver like you'd find on the cheaper systems. Then you've got a mid-range driver found within all of the 4 doors, and then you've got those central bass speakers found under the front seats, all of which check out. Then you've got tweeters within the front door triangles and tweeters found towards the rear doors, and then you've got tweeters and also mid-range drivers within the rear parcel shelf, 2 of each. Then all of this combined comes up to 16. Now, in the boot, some people have noted a subwoofer, whilst others have quoted a amplifier. Regardless, there's a Harman Kardon audio box that's found towards the boot, and therefore accounts for potentially the 17th speaker that is potentially claimed by Harman Kardon. Now, regardless of all of this, the overall audio configuration can be tinkered with via the infotainment system. Now here, the infotainment system on the BMW i4 does not change, be it in terms of the different trim levels, and here the 14.9-inch screen is very fluid. It provides Android Auto and Apple CarPlay both in a wired and wireless format. If you choose Bluetooth, however, you'll be limited to the SBC or AAC codecs. Now, through the infotainment system on the Harman Kardon audio system, there's a variety of different settings that you can adjust. Now, in my case, I leave the Pro Logic at -1, so taking it 1 notch off the middle, but then keeping the Pro Logic enabled. In other words, giving me a better surround sound, at least from what I found. Now, as for the treble, I've added 2 notches, and for the bass, I've added +4. Now, you can also go into a multi-band equalizer. Here, 100 Hz I've increased by 2 notches, 200 Hz by 2 notches as well, 500 Hz and 1 kHz at 0, 2 kHz at +1, 5 kHz at +2, and 10 kHz at +3. Of course, these are my audio settings and the overall experience that I attained, so I'd be intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, moving swiftly on to cabin noise, I noted at a standstill using my sound meter 36 dBA, driving between 20 to 30 miles an hour, 52 to 55 dBA, driving at 40 miles an hour, 60 to 63 dBA, and while driving at 70 miles an hour, 69 to 71 dBA. The BMW i4 is certainly well insulated, although isn't as serene as the likes of the Tesla Model 3 or some of its other competitors. Now, it's worth bearing in mind here that your tyres will make a difference, and I did notice that the noise levels were just a little bit louder on the i4 M50 with the 20-inch alloys fitted. In the model that we have on reviewed with the eDrive 40 with the numbers that I've mentioned, I've got the 19-inch alloys fitted, and therefore the smaller rims will definitely equate to a little bit less road noise, and is the one that I would suggest if you want to reduce and get a more serene driving experience. So with all of that in mind, let's get on to a sound demo. And I know it's not going to be quite ideal, but nevertheless I thought to showcase it for you. I'm going to be placing the camera and microphone in 4 separate locations and playing back Priya J's track, which is titled Falling. You can hear it for yourself or indeed purchase it. It'll be down in the description below in case you're interested.
You should hide, then learn how to fly. It's the only way I know how to play this game to success. I'm not quite sussed it yet. When I reach the brink, don't stop to think. I always sing, and now thing is my imagination.
Now with the audio demo out of the way, let's get onto my subjective opinion, and first off let's talk about that sub-bass extension. Now at the front of the cabin, thanks to the central bass drivers found within the front seats, you get a fantastic low-end extension, and therefore means that you can really enjoy your tunes, be it from R&B or dance music or EDM. I think you'll be left with a smile on your face. Now as for the mid-bass, no matter where you're sat, you're going to get fantastic quantity and quality. I've got absolutely no complaints into this department, and when EQ'd a few notches up on the infotainment system, I found that the overall mid-bass tones were absolutely faultless. I was definitely left excited when I was listening back to my favourite tracks. Now as for the mid-range, it is unfortunately a little bit recessed, and it's unsurprising because here it's got the classic Harman Kardon audio sound signature, whereby it's a little bit V-shaped and warm. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing because you still get to enjoy your favourite tracks while still getting a fantastic accuracy, but you might want to EQ it a little bit. Not too much however, because if you do so, then it'll take away from the overall mid-range accuracy, and therefore, let's say if we're listening back to Priya's vocals, they'll sound somewhat artificial. Nevertheless here, I don't think it quite competes with the Tesla Model 3 in this department, but still the overall mid-range accuracy and the overall tone that you're getting is really impressive. Now as for the highs, here they're absolutely faultless. At the front or at the rear of the cabin, the dedicated tweeters provide a fantastic experience and give you that top end clarity. You can even EQ it a little bit more like I have done to get that little bit of extra cymbals that you're getting at the top end. Now it's worth bearing in mind that not everyone will like to do this, so it's very subjective in terms of what I'm sharing over here and also in terms of my EQ profile. So I'd be intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Now as for the Soundstage, here I was left really impressed, specifically when I enabled the Logic 7 Surround. I did take one notch off it because I did feel that in its default configuration it took away a little bit of the overall accuracy and therefore made it sound a little bit artificial. But take one notch off it and therefore you'll get that blend between accuracy and that sound sense of kind of fullness throughout the cabin. Here, no matter where you're sat, the instrument separation, the overall width and depth with the Logic 7 Surround enabled will make you, well, leave you with a smile on your face and will keep you impressed. What I'm trying to say over here is the overall Soundstage department is faultless with the option enabled, but with it disabled, you'll feel that it's kind of like a stereotype of output. And so this brings me on to my verdict. And quite frankly, if you were looking at the eDrive 40 and umming and ahhing between the £820 Harman Kardon audio system upgrade, I definitely do think it's a worthwhile investment. Specifically, if you come to this video, you're interested in audio like myself. As for those people who've opted or are looking to opt for the i4 M50, you'll be pleased to know that the Harman Kardon audio system competes with the very best, at least from the ones that I've reviewed, from the likes of the Name audio system found within the Bentley Bentayga Hybrid, the Burmester system found within the Porsche Taycan Turbo, the Bang & Olufsen system found within the Audi e-tron GT, and the Harman Kardon audio systems found within the Volvo XC40 Recharge Twin Pro and the Polestar 2. Suffice to say, the BMW i4 competes with some of the best systems out there on the market and is arguably a very good experience for audiophiles alike. As a result, it actually gets our Audio Excellence Award. Now, if you've enjoyed this detailed review and want to see more from the channel, definitely do consider dropping a like, subscribing and hitting that bell notification, all of which would be greatly appreciated. And as such, I've been Chris from TotallyEV and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and goodbye.